Dihada is one of the returning characters in Dominaria United. She shapeshifts into the Archmage and infiltrates the Latnam Academy as described in the short story The Education of Ulf by Brian Evenson. It might come as a surprise when you learn that Geyadrone Dihada is not a newly introduced planeswalker. In fact, she's one of the main villains in the early 1990s Magic the Gathering comic book series by Armada. Dihada is a demoness planeswalker who usually takes on a form of a grey-skinned woman with long black hair and a fringe. Her legs are covered in a bandage-like cloth and split into tentacles. Similarly to the upper parts of her legs, her arms are bandaged, although it's not sure if it's to cover past injuries or scars or just something she uses to complete her look. She is infamous for setting up multi-layered plots and schemes that sometimes take many years to complete. Perhaps the most infamous scheme of hers involves commissioning the soul-devouring sword Dagon was supposed to craft for her in exchange for her giving him great power similar to hers. She keeps her word and ignites Dagon's planeswalker spark, but before he leaves she uses the sword to take away his shadow, which indicates that Dihada owns his soul now. Geyadrone also uses Jared Carfalian's ancestor in a similar manner. The boy has been captured and put to prison, where he learns from his inmate about a way to take revenge on Dihada. There is a certain book in Dihada's library that can bring you a champion. The inmate was a shapeshifted Dihada though, who fooled the young planeswalker into giving his soul to her in exchange for binding Dagon to himself. The two confront Dihada and her dragon allies, and Dagon even manages to get his sword back, along with the soul trapped inside it. He uses it to defeat the elder dragon Piru, which turns out to have been Dihada's plan all along. She needed a powerful planeswalker to kill the dragon so that she could devour its essence. Dihada gave Dagon time to grow in strength so that he could one day come back and become her tool. After she drains Piru of her power, she enslaves Dagon to be at her disposal when the time comes. While in the books Dihada is one of the more powerful despots, she seems to have been assumed defeated and forgotten at some point in MTG lore. Geyadrone Dihada's story got suddenly abandoned with the discontinuation of the 90s comic books. Along with her, the promised storyline of Planeswalker Wars, which include Dagon and the Carved Boy with his unignited Planeswalker spark, the ancestor to Jared Carfalian. Both Jared and Dihada suddenly show up on Dominaria during Sheoldred's invasion in Dominaria United, Jared being the protagonist and Geyadrone Dihada one of Phyrexia's allies who weren't completed but chose to join the winning side, as one of the agents tells Jared. If you found the video interesting, be sure to hit the like button. Catch you in another one.